Oh, I fell off again, man. It's been a month or so. I don't even know how long. I do vlogs and then I just fall off. I'm going through some things too, man. I don't even know where to start. Last video I left on I was talking about FBI, modern day Stasi, the condition of America. I'm going through some, I don't even want to do this, man. I've been seeing a shrink. Every time she comes on, I'm like, oh, I don't want to talk. But then I end up talking. It takes a while, but I get in the mood when we talk. Make men lions again. Where are all the men? I've been watching these females, man, watch a number of women. Girls Gone Bible, Magic Maya, Samantha Lee, Sarah Dawn Moore. There's a bunch of women coming out that are pro-life, pro-choice, pro-this, pro-that, pro-God, anti-woke, pro-men. It's nice, because, you know, I've been around women that hate us. Oh, I have had more problems with females. Some of them have attitude and hatred and just, I don't know, man. I was under, this is so strange too, doing this, because I'm really like in a weird state of mind, man. I feel like I'm under some like heavy spiritual warfare. I feel destabilized like crazy. It's nuts. I got a Filipino girlfriend I don't want to be with anymore. Bought a house and a car, all kinds of stuff going on over there. That's what King David, a man after God's own heart, was picked by God over like 5 or 6 others. Oh no, it's the shepherd boy. Killed a dude for his chick so he could have his girl. This is biblical. Solomon couldn't control himself. Samson and Delilah, I mean, you talk about pussy whipped, man. The sons of God saw that the women were beautiful and came down and married them. I think it was Abraham was lying about Rachel or Sarah, or I forget who. She's not my wife, she's my sister, because in those days, they'd kill you and just take your girl if she was hot. And there's many other examples at how women have created a problem, their beauty and all that, and created weakness. I notice myself, man, I don't know why, but I'll go look at porn sometimes, and I don't want to. Or jerking off when you don't even really want to. I was watching a video today, this woman was talking about presumptuous sin, where you willfully and knowingly do something you know you shouldn't do or don't want to do, or you know you shouldn't do, and you just say, and I remember that too. I cheated on one of my wives years ago, one of my ex-wives, and I remember being at the gas station, in this unsaved state, backslidden state, I don't know. But I'm at the gas station with her, and as a Valero, and I'm standing there, and I say to myself, I know what I'm doing is wrong, but I just don't care, and I'm under His grace, so He'll forgive me. Since then, judgment came and discipline came, and it was so life-altering that it's the reason now why I it's like He gave me an ultimatum, man. You got a choice. You can join with me, stop being a weak man, and you can join with me and fight against this kingdom of darkness and share in my glory forever. Or you can but you're not going to sit around and call yourself a Christian and keep violating the book. Keep doing things. Then he asked me, do you want to go to hell? You want to go to hell? No. Then why do you keep doing things that send people to hell? Why do you call me Lord, Lord, but don't do what I say? And I was like, well, Lord, no. Don't call me Lord. He got stern with me, man. He got real stern. It really scared the shit out of me. I'm not a crier at all. I never cry. Cry. But He broke me. He just kept breaking me and crushing this disobedience out of my system. And it was like having counseling sessions with God for like a whole month. Every day, man. He was just, and sometimes I was driving, I was just like hanging off to the side, like, oh, my head hurt. I felt like I was going to die. I asked him whether they're going to have this pressure. It's a very uncomfortable, scary, anxiety-ridden feeling to have Him confront you like that. And I was like, I'm under judgment, man. This is judgment. This is chastening. And then I was like, well, wait a minute. You do love me. You do care about me. You do love me, or you wouldn't be doing this. So that's the first time I ever realized God really does love me. Abba, Father. So I asked him if he was going to kill me. He was like, no. I told him I can't take much more of this. He's like, no, don't worry about it. I'm in control. Who is this God that chases us around, tries to get our attention, tries to get us to obey and be obedient? We should be chasing Him around. But you know what? I'm in a death match against my own flesh. I'm in a titanic struggle against myself at this point. Because it's not like Satan gives up, and it's not like you're not still stuck in this body of death that wants to drag you to hell every day. Every day, this body wants to do things you shouldn't do, and there's anger, there's cussing, there's all these issues it brings up, man. It never ends, man. So when he brought the discipline into my life, he brought the judgment. You question if you're even saved. It's taken him like 30 years to get my attention. I mean, I've had it's a long story, and I don't feel like getting into it, but the original point of what I would call salvation happened at 18. But I even realized then I was going through some demonic stuff, and I couldn't handle it, and I just inherently knew to call out to Him. And I realized I was just afraid of what I was going through, and I wanted it to stop. I was afraid of. Do you have a relationship with Jesus because you're afraid of hell, or because you love Him? So now I'm coming to the point of, do you really love? Because yes, I do. I do love Him. I do. But I've noticed there's this strange thing about being a man in relationship to another man, Jesus Christ. It's kind of gay. And if another man tells me to do something, I'm like, F you. But he tells me to do something, of course you do it because he's superior. He's the ultimate alpha male. It's weird. I hear women talking about Jesus all the time and that he's the best husband, the best boyfriend. I love him so much. Well, for men, it's different. For me, it is anyway. It's this weird kind of like gay thing. Like I love, and that's another thing. I've never had any male figure ever in my life that cared about me or cared about me in any way, shape, or form. So I have no idea how to even respond to that. And it feels kind of gay. The second problem is it's this macho thing. Like he's going to order me and he wants me to be obedient. He's going to tell me what to do and I'm supposed to do it. When if it was any other, I can't even stand the police when they give me tickets. Or, having all this slavery they have us under in this country with all the laws and the bureaucracies, that irritates the shit out of me. So it's like, do I obey him out of fear or out of love? I do have love for him. He loved me first. It's not that bad. I used to be a God hater, so I used to make fun of Jesus. Oh, man. The sexually immoral will not inherit the kingdom of God. All fornicators will have their part in the lake of fire. Yeah. He's not playing, man. He's not playing with us. So tonight, I'm going to start. I was going to fast. I fasted once before, many years ago, and I had a breakthrough. But I started weight training, and you got to eat when you train like that, and it's like I don't want to fast because then I can't. But I've got to. Like I said, I saw that woman earlier today on Touching the Afterlife. It's this channel on YouTube, and she was talking about being a Christian, and she wound up in hell. God took her to hell. I see all these testimonies, man. A boxer who almost committed suicide, and God took him to hell. You should check out the channel, Touching the Afterlife. A lot of people are going into hell, and they're coming back saved. They're coming back pastors. They're coming back totally different, respecting and loving Jesus. And her main issue was she was the religious type. She didn't really have a relationship with Jesus, but she was a good church-going, religious, dutiful, very active, doing this and that for the Lord. But she didn't, working her way into heaven. But she didn't have any real relationship with him. And she talks about the spirit of division and religiosity. And she was helping these men build a church for themselves and a reputation for themselves. But it wasn't really about Jesus. It was about themselves. It's like the Revelation account of the Loveless Church. I did a vlog on that because it just blew me away. I come back to your first love, which should be Christ, not just being a good little Christian, dutiful Christian, religiosity, churchianity type. Churchy, I don't know how to explain it. Like she talks about, and I grew up as a kid in these lukewarm, I was best friends with the preacher's kid, man. I saw what the people did to his dad. He had to close the doors of the church. They ran him out of the church. I remember how angry he got one time. You know, America is asleep in the light. The church in America is asleep in the light, man. Don't be surprised, too, when real Christians, if you ever confront this, all the fake Christians, don't be surprised when your worst enemies come from the church. Hate you, absolutely hate you. They want to harm you. Because that's where the real issue is going to come from. The fake tares, not the wheat, the tares. They don't want to hear it. They don't want you around. They don't want to. No. Presumptuous sin. That's what she brought up in the video. It's so true. Here, presumptuous sin. Here, let me read it to you, man. Because I never heard that before. Now I know. The definition of presumptuous sin.
According to Bible Tools, presumptuous sin is intentional willful. It is doing something boldly, brazenly, audaciously, arrogantly, rebelliously, defiantly. Remember verse 31 says that it brings despite on God's word.
And if we commit such a sin, we are doing it in defiance of what God has said. So you can be saved. See, that's the thing. I always thought when you got saved, you magically became just holy. No. You're still in this body of death. You can still sin. You can still do like I've done. Oh, I'm with this girl. She wants to have sex. And I'm even thinking, oh, I shouldn't do this. Don't do this. But then I was, just go ahead. You're under grace. No. What's the other definition? What are presumptuous sins? What are presumptuous sins?
According to Bible Tools, presumptuous sin is intentional willful. It is doing something boldly, brazenly, audaciously, arrogantly, rebelliously, defiantly.
Presumptuous sin is knowingly doing what God forbids while presuming that you will be covered by his mercy. She wasn't. But he was still graceful enough. He was still gracious to just take her through hell and say, look, and then bring her back to her body. And she's gone on in life, and he's such a good God. He'll do anything and everything to save those that will listen. So now it's like he's speaking to me. So every time I want to go look at porn, no matter how bad it is, I've got to find a way. No. Every time you want to beat off. And where does that lead? Where does that lead? Well, let's go get the real thing. What are you doing? This is what I've always done. This is what losers do. Go get the real thing, man. Go get some girls. Of course. Go solidify more darkness in your life. Go further wreck yourself. Of course not. No. It's every man's battle, they say. It's the worst. But evidently, women struggle too. I've been seeing all these women online. They really, you guys struggle. Women struggle with. Of course they do. The devil has this world so screwed up, man. Even the women can't control themselves anymore. $19 minutes. 20 minutes a day is all he asked. So it's just strange. I'll just fall off too. So I swear to God, I'm under attack. I can feel it. Something changes and I just get bombarded, and then I stopped reading my Bible for like a month and a half. It's this flesh, and then it's the outside in. It's the flesh. This flesh is disgusting. It is. It's a body. It's constantly trying to drag you to hell. I was like, why have I not read? Now I'm reading again, but why did I go through that little blip? That's the main thing I keep thinking about. This is women, and the more attractive females are, the worse it is. That women have been a stumbling block for men since forever, since biblical times. David, Solomon, Samson. I'm sure I'm missing others, forgetting others. It's like a serious issue, man. Even now, and I got to the point I was like, look. See, I have to recognize and acknowledge the good because I have improved a lot. I finally got myself to a point in life there. I will never go to another bar, another club. I will never, ever be yoked with another unbeliever. Can't. You just cannot keep violating that word, knowing full well you're in violation. I will never, ever, I can't. You can't. It's got to be a godly Christian, biblical believing, Bible reading woman or nothing, or I'm going to be single the rest of my life. And I'm okay with that. Because let's face it, you get involved with these women out here in the world and they need Jesus, man. They're lost. They're into Wicca, they're wild childs, they're agnostic, they're atheist, whatever. There's no point. None of the relationships worked out. Right now I'm with a good Catholic. She's a good Catholic. But will she read with me? No. She'll go to Mass. Can we talk about Jesus? Yeah, but it's always Mama Mary as well. She's just not my type. She's just not my type, man. So I'm going to go pray tonight. I'm going to get involved with some serious prayer. And ask God to take me to the next, do whatever you got to do in me to help me stop doing anything willful against you ever again. Ever again. I still cuss. I still have a filthy mouth. And I still get angry. Really angry. I got an anger management issue. So, I got things to work on, man. But I'm totally for Christ. He is my life. I'm an eternal guy. All I do is think about eternal things. For the most part. I still think about girls. We always go to girls. We always go, to don't we? We always do. They're the created thing, not the creator, though. It's idolatry, man. And no, I don't mean on Instagram or porn. I just mean thinking about like real women. Like I got some stories, man, of women I've messed with. You flirt with them, and there's this one at work. I don't want to talk about it. I just keep her safe. I just want to talk about it. It's true though, when we get a female stuck in our head, we can't let it go. We can't let it go, man. It's you get to the point to where you're like, I wish she would put her foot down or have an attitude, then I could forget about it. Then it would shut everything down like that, and okay. But when they're flirty back and they like it, and then it really draws you in, and you just can't stop, and you just want to keep going and going and going, and it's just like, man. It's a crazy life, man. Well, that's 24 minutes, 25 minutes.